Why would continuous steroid use make it hard to lose weight? Bodybuilders use steroids all the time. And besides building muscles, they also get pretty lean. The answer to this question and so many more on today's Office Hours. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Megan. I'm a board-certified obesity medicine doctor and weight loss coach, helping you cut through the pseudoscience and confusion in weight care. My approach combines evidence-based medicine with real behavioral change. So you don't just take medications, you actually transform your health. As a caveat before we begin, I can't answer personal medical questions because I'm not your personal doctor. So if your question does lean a little personal, I'm going to change it so it's more broadly educationally applicable. And also, if you are a busy professional woman who is overeating and not happy with it, I made a video just for you. I will put it in the description box down below. It's free. Check it out. Made it just for you. Let me know what you think. And let's just get started. Okay, this question is a little long, so I'm going to shorten it. This is a question about super responders. Okay, you said that eventually everybody stops losing weight. Do they stop losing weight because the drug is no longer effective for controlling food noise and appetite, or do they become resistant to actually losing weight? Okay, that is a great question. So neither, actually. So people stop losing weight because that is how the medications are designed. You are not supposed to lose weight forever, and thank goodness, because that would be extremely unhealthy and not helpful. So they are designed so people lose about, depending on what you're taking, between, on average, 10 to 20% total body weight. Now, some people lose more, some people lose less, but all the medications are intended to eventually level off and bring somebody to a new normal level. And so once you get to that new normal level, and I made a video about this, if it's not out already, it will be out soon. Once you get to that new normal level, it's not that the medication's not working, it's that it's just as it is, it's still working, but the way it works is to hold you at that dose instead of helping you lose more weight. So it still works. So if somebody goes from 200 pounds to 150 pounds, it's working to help them lose that 50 pounds. And then from the 150 pounds onward in time, it's helping to keep them at 150 pounds. So that's why people should stop losing weight on the medication, because it's holding them at a new normal level. That's how it's supposed to work. I wouldn't say people become resistant to losing weight. It's just a tool, and it's, it has limits, and that's as far as it's going to take them. As a caveat, I will say that some people do notice that the food noise and appetite, if it's very suppressed in the beginning, sometimes it comes back a little bit. It doesn't mean that the medication won't hold them, that they won't lose weight or it won't hold them there. It's just that they may notice that a little bit more, but it's usually not to the full extent that it was before they started the medication. But I never want people to worry that it's just like stopped working and everything's going to go, reverse itself. That's not really what happens. It's just you notice you have these thoughts about food, or your appetite is a little bit more normal, but the weight tends to stay, either the weight loss continues or it's continues to stay around that new normal level. So that is a great question. Thank you so much for asking, because that should clarify things for people. Next question: why would continuous steroid use make it hard to lose weight? Bodybuilders use steroids all the time, and besides building muscles, they also get pretty lean. Okay, this is a great question because I made this is in response to the video I made about medications that can ruin your GLP-1 results, and what I should have specified if I didn't in terms of steroid medication. So steroid medications is just like a huge class. So there are many, it's like proteins. Like there are so many different types of proteins, right? So when we say steroids, it doesn't give us a lot of detail. It's really just talking about a particular type of configuration of the compound, but it doesn't, there's so many different kinds. So it's essentially like describing, it's giving you the level of detail as like a protein, a steroid. What I meant to say was a glucocorticoid steroid medication, such as prednisone, prednisolone, dexamethasone. Those are a very particular class of steroid medications that can be weight promoting. Now, there are other steroid medications that can help with weight loss. So if you had, and I'm not condoning this, I'm just using this example that the viewer brought up. Like if you had a bodybuilder who is taking testosterone, that is a steroid that is more weight loss promoting, helps build muscle, also helps with weight loss for some people. So thank you for bringing that up, because if I didn't clarify, what I wanted to point out was there's particular types of medications within the steroid class that are weight promoting. But of course, there are some steroid medications that are weight neutral or weight loss promoting. So thank you so much for that. Next question. Okay, I stretched my 10 milligrams Zepbound out 10 days in maintenance because 7 days I was still losing and tried to go down to 7.5, but the food noise got really loud and I gained weight. I maintain really well now with the 10 milligrams every 10 days. You know, that I bring this comment up because I was just talking in a video about how I don't usually extend that time period except for in a couple very specific situations. And actually this is maybe a third situation that I actually do, but it's incredibly rare. I maybe have like a handful of patients that I do this for, like less than, maybe like 3. But they fall into this category, just like this viewer is describing of, you know, that 10 days on a higher dose just tends to be a better fit for them. Like they gain weight at the lower dose. It's too much weight loss when they go up a dose. Like they gain weight when they're at, 5 of Zepbound. They go to 7.5 of Zepbound and they lose too much weight. But if they go to 7.5 of Zepbound every 10 days, it seems to keep them right where they want to be. And so thank you so much for bringing this up, because that is a very rare additional situation in which I will also extend the dose, because it just seems to work for them and keep them where we're happy with their weight and they feel like is very sustainable for them. So thank you so much for sharing that. Next question. This is a clarification to a video about if somebody had a lot of appetite suppression, what I would do with the dose, in terms of their appetite was really suppressed, but they weren't losing weight. Okay, you didn't answer the last question fully. You said you wouldn't raise the patient's dose if they had strong appetite suppression, but they said they weren't losing weight. What then? How do they lose if they can barely eat already, but aren't losing weight? So I will... So what I will do for patients often in that situation, it's not that I won't ever raise the dose, but I'm just not going to raise it right now. So the weight loss is always secondary to how somebody is functioning. And if I have somebody and they're really not eating, I have to fix that first before we can really focus on getting more weight loss, because I never want somebody to get malnourished while they are getting to their healthiest self. That does not really work. So it's not that I wouldn't ever increase the dose, but first I have to really get them to a place where their quality of life is improved. And maybe it's not a 10 out of 10, but they're definitely able to go about their day in a semi-normal manner. But I definitely have to get their quality of life to a better place. So for those people, usually what I will do is just keep them on that dose for a longer period of time and see what we can try to get things a little bit more normal for them. And a lot of times it's really, the treatment is really just time and letting their body adjust. So let's say I had a person who just started Zepbound at 2.5. They had a lot of appetite suppression. They're really, struggling to get adequate nutrition. I'm not going to bump them up to the 5 anytime soon until we really feel like their nutrition is closer to normal. Maybe not perfect, but it really isn't interfering so much with their quality of life. And oftentimes, so they may be on that dose for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, depends on the person. But again, this is where medicine is more of an art than a science. And so it's not that I'm not going to increase it. I'm just going to give that person a lot longer to adjust. And the end goal is still the same, getting them to their healthiest place. But some people just get there a little slower than others. And it's totally fine, because in 5 years, you won't care. You'll only care that you were able to achieve the health goal that you were looking for. So thank you so much for writing in about that. If you have a question, leave it on this video, leave it on another video. I will find it and add it to the list. These questions come from the community. So if you have one, just ask. Also, if you feel like my eating could be helping my medication work better, I'm doing a lot of things that I know I don't want to be doing when I'm at my healthiest self, whether that's food chaos, hunger panic, eating a lot of takeout, you name it, I've seen it all. If you want help with that, I do work as a weight loss coach to help people with all those things and more. So you can click on the link below and I will tell you all about how I help people just like you. Thank you so much for watching. Click the like, subscribe, do all the things, and please be well.